Hi, my love. Jeannie Street here, and I'm so happy and honored and blessed that you are here. Today, I am sharing a Miracle Minutes podcast with you, as you hear my dog running in the background. I wanted to share this Miracle Minutes with you because it really was touching my heart to reflect back on a group reading I recently held. And I'm getting ready to share another group reading, and I just love to kind of go over what happens, what is the main message from that reading, because they're all miraculous. But there was this one woman in the group that led the rest of the group to heal massively. And so I wanted to share this story with you. I think you're going to understand a little bit more about anxiety if you have anxiety, a little bit more about your intuition if you feel like you're jammed up, and maybe understand a little bit more that the breath that you're breathing, the air that you're breathing into your body is so vital for your well-being. It's so vital for your soul's expansion. Sometimes we take these breaths that are shallow and not deep enough that our body can move through the old energy, the trauma, the pains, and the signals that our intuition is trying to send. And so we get jammed up. I think you're going to enjoy this so much, and it might even spark you to want to attend my next group reading. If so, stay tuned to the very end, and I'm going to share all the details about that. So I was just sitting here thinking about the last group reading that I did, and it was a larger group, which is a lot of fun, to bring a bunch of souls together to receive God, to receive the energy of love and the messages from their departed loved ones that are going to help them move through whatever they have going on in their life. And I was just thinking about how we are all going through unique, different things all the time. And we never know what somebody has going on in their life, but just showing up to be their friend and just maybe holding space to remember that we all feel pain. We all experience things through our own lens, and just because we see things differently doesn't mean that it's wrong or bad. So this brings me to this reading, coming back to this reading where, we're in this large group, and it was also a healing experience where I was taking this group on a journey to be in their bodies, to be in their own breath. And one of the women, we were doing this breath work and breathing, conscious breathing, and one of the women was having a really hard time. She was very much in a struggle. She was already raw and open why she was there. She was grieving, and she didn't know why she was called there, but she knew she had to attend. As soon as she saw it online, she was like, I have to go to that. She grabbed a friend and headed on over, which that's a whole nother story. So as we were, going through the experience of her having this hard time, I was able to go in and talk with her and share with her that she was safe, that what she was feeling was very familiar to her anxiety, to what she had worked hard not to go back, her trauma response. So she's like talking about being triggered, and she's talking about the uncomfortableness. And so as the group kind of came back in and we finished our experience, I led with what was going on for her, what she was feeling. Because I knew that there were other women, there were other people participating that also were struggling. They were struggling to take a deep breath and hold it in their body. They were struggling to stay out of their thoughts, to think that something was wrong with feeling this breath go in their body, to start to feel that heightened feeling. So if you've never done breath work, you can definitely start to feel lightheaded. It can make you feel a little dizzy. It can make you feel similar to being disassociated. And I've had some training around this. I've participated in breath work, so I know the feelings and I know it's uncomfortable. So as I went in with her and we were talking, her angels and guides were coming through, and the messages were coming through to support her, to show her that what she has really believed to be this crushing anxiety her whole life is actually part of her gift. And that as she disassociates, as she starts to leave her body, what she's actually doing is forgetting who she is. She's forgetting that she is an energetic being, that this feeling of anxiety that she's getting is her intuition tapping in. It's her intuition starting to work. It's the way God is calling to her, like, I'm right here. There's things coming. I want to help you. I want to show you the way. But because she's assigned it to be something wrong, she jumps forward, and that's what anxiety is. It's living too far in the future. It's like you just can't stop the momentum. And this is familiar for me, and I'm sure it's familiar for a lot of people around living with all of these awakened senses and not knowing what to do with them, and to feel things that are uncomfortable, but then to slow down and actually start to tune in what we find. So breath work miraculously can bring us to tuning in, even though it brings us to this heightened state. So I think I just really want you guys to know more than anything that when we come together for a group reading, God is going to move the group to have a massive healing. And that might be from a common thread, a common theme, like maybe all dad's coming through, or maybe connecting that everybody has anxiety, like this one reading I'm talking about, or illness. It's going to come together and you can't make it up. So what I want to tell you is, if you feel in your body enlightened, if you feel tingle, if you feel spark to go and join a group reading, please know that's God's signal to you. Please know that's your calling card. You're meant to be there. Trust it. This woman almost didn't come. She was on the edge. And when she said yes, she came in. And did she have a hard time? And did she cry? But at the end, she hugged me. And the best part is, I ran into her a couple weeks later downtown at a little shop. And I walked in and she was glowing. She didn't even look like the same person. And she was like, oh my gosh, hi. And I looked at her, I'm like, in my mind, like, do I know you? And she's like, oh, it's me. I attended your group reading. Remember I had the hard time? And I looked at her and she's like, I know, I look different, right? I was like, yes. And she goes, that was a life-changing experience. It changed everything for me, she said. She shared with me that she has been able to function in her life completely differently because now she knows it's her intuition. Now she knows how to stay and hold herself, to talk through the feelings that are arising rather than start to panic and start to spin out of her body and disassociate. She's giving herself a moment before she freaks out. And so the freak out doesn't come, which is really fascinating and really interesting. So another thing I want to say is not all anxiety is intuition, but not all anxiety isn't intuition. And the best way to start to know if there is some sort of chemical imbalance in our body is to start to tap into what our gifts are and to understand what God is asking of us, to lean inward. I hope this serves you and reminds you that you have amazing, beautiful, unique gifts and that you are special in so many ways. You are loved unconditionally. Okay, so that was a quick little Miracle Minutes. I love Miracle Minutes because they're short and sweet to the point. What I can tell you about what happened at the end was the rest of the group was completely changed from this one woman share. Between the woman and I going through the process of what was going on in her body, everybody was raising their hand. Everybody was tapping in and tuning in. Everybody was saying, yeah, me too. They were feeling so held and not alone. I think the most important thing that I can say about attending a group reading is you come in with people you don't know and you leave feeling the most seen you've ever felt in your whole life. That is the truth. So I am hosting a group reading on August 15th at 6 p.m. at my home here in New Milford, Connecticut. I only have 5 seats left. So I wanted to put this out to you, my podcast listeners, to let you know I'm having this intimate group reading. We're going to go in and we're going to explore where God wants us to go. I don't have an overview for this reading, so I don't know that we're going to be doing breathwork at this particular one, but if it's called upon me to bring it in, I will. And if it's not, then we will know that God has another plan. I trust where He brings me, so I hope you trust if He's bringing you here as well. I hope this serves you and reminds you that you have everything in your being to move through whatever stickiness is showing up in your life. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. I hope you feel seen and heard, and remember that you are unconditionally loved. Have a most beautiful day.